let's have our structure, resistance, resistance. This is our low, this is our high. We become overbought. Not really climactic, but we're overbought. And then from the overbought position, we would expect to come to the oversold condition. But what do? Wow. That's our COB. We come to the demand line. We don't find any buying. This level here, draw it from here. This action is telling us for lower prices. We should find some buying down here, but we don't. We hold this level of resistance, and price, as you can see, holds. We have this up thrust position that takes us into a lower low. There's our trend where we become oversold, climactic, and as we all know, I bought stop, buy stop, bought stop, good grammar. The highs of this bar because of the compression, huge amount of buying in that bar. And what are your thoughts, everyone, over here? If we look at, if we look at this bar here, then we see this volume. It's a breakdown. That's good supply. There's supply coming in the market, no question. Very next bar compresses, very high volume, hidden buying. Where's this hidden buying coming out? Well, right here. We have all of this price action. That's why you can buy stop this. This is different over here. If we look at this bar beforehand, this one has lower volume. So if we label this one bar 1 and we label this one bar 2. Bar 1 over here has lower volume coming down. It isn't a valid break. We're not coming down like we once did over here on this bar. And then bar 2, what do you notice? Well, this has higher volume. So we know there's aggressive hidden buying in that bar as well. Now the question is, if you would buy stop this one over here, would you buy stop the highs over here? Because we more or less have the compression in the same area. What are your thoughts? Am I taking you too deep into this aspect of market behavior here? Does anyone trade the bullish effort versus result bars? And do you look at how the price action unfolds before those? Because there's a lot of information. We can draw our channels in like so. And the secret is, to me, this action over here occurs slap bang into the mids, and we're in the oversold condition. So we're at the supply line and we see huge buying coming in. Ergo, we expect to have buying at the demand line, and we're met. Over here, it isn't as apparent. We're not really in an oversold condition because I live and die by structure. That's the style of my trading. That's how I do trade, and that is how I always will trade. But here we come down. We can see that the angle of ascent has increased, yet here we're not oversold.
I am back, yes.
Yeah, I've got an interesting question for you. So if you clean up the charts, I'm quite intrigued by your interpretation here. And it may give some clarity for others as well to hear a different perspective. Bar 1, bar 2. So that's bar 1, that's bar 2. This is bar 1, this is bar 2. So here we can see huge effort versus result, and we know that I buy stop the highs of this. And because we have structure here as well, oversold condition, we see good buying coming in at the demand line, etc., etc. Now over here, look at the second bar here, we have higher volume. So we do know there is a lot of hidden buying here, similar to this bar over here. But my question is, I bought stop this, but I wouldn't buy stop this. What are your thoughts here? Because we can. So
you wouldn't stop by this, but by the close here, would you?
No, that's not my style. David Weiss, I trade in and around the edges, especially from swing trading. As you know, my style for swing trading is completely.
I could see the logic of why would you do this.
I mean, that's a hidden spring, by the way. I mean, this price action is a hidden spring. There's no question about that.
Yeah, I think you're seeing that this is slightly weaker, right? Than this.
I like where this buying comes into. I like that it comes into here, and I like that we're in the oversold condition. And we find buying exactly where it's expected. And there is buying in a huge way, because if we compare it to the previous bar, there's twice the amount of buying in that bar than the previous bar. Here, we do break down. It isn't a great bar, but when I compare it to the previous bar, I wouldn't say it's overt hidden buying like that bar suggests. I see aggressiveness in bar 2 over here from buyers.
I see.
In the right place. Over here, I don't see it. I mean, I see there's hidden buying, but that aggressive factor for me to take a position is not high enough.
Okay, all right. So here's how
I just thought
I'm kind of seeing this.
From the...
I mean, interesting discussion here, obviously. I think bar number 1 is of importance, right? Because we have this type of selling on this type of volume, right? Here, I would say, what kind of selling do we have? It's more muted, right? So there's no extension here.
It's poor,
and we definitely see the decrease by maybe like what? This bar right here, minus 20% or so. So there is substantially less selling. So with that, I am kind of giving this bar probably more credit than, let's say, to this bar right here. Not in the comparison view, but in terms of like, if we would have this type of selling and then this type of bar, that would be even weaker, right? So I understand this argument, but to me, this looks like selling is diminishing. Demand is still coming in on this bar. And then we have a gap up right here. Whereas here, we actually had the gap down, you know, from here to the open.
I like that. That's a nice low volume test.
Yeah, and then I'm looking already like at this bar right here, which is probably a combination of these two.
Yep.
But it took 2 days here. It took 1 day. Look at the volume, really like comparable volume is going to be for the day. And it looks easier the way how it moves. So to me, this looks like an interesting spot, an interesting signal. Like if I'm trading just the swing reversal, I'm interested here.
I'm not talking second bar. I'm just talking right here on this bar.
Right here. Yeah, I understand.
Right here.
Yeah, to me, it's this 2 bars. Like the difference
I much prefer this sequence because I see the aggressive factor from the buying. Now, contextually, what are the best 2 bullish bars? These. No question. Because there's no breakdown on the first bar. Here we see supply. But that supply takes us into an oversold condition, where we see aggressive buying coming out. So I'm expecting a move like this. Here, what's my expectations? I don't know as of yet. I just thought I should share with you why I've been trading this.
Yeah.
I'm not trading the bar, not the second bar, just the buy stop.